self-discipline is everything. We might not want to do that, 12 posts to post for the day or the 20-second post for the day. But it really comes down to doing things and being consistent with your actions, and being self-disciplined in this business is so important. And I'm so excited to have my spouse on. I met Amanda. She was a winner of Surf and Turf with me. Let me, hold on one second. Let me make sure. If you are not muted, please mute yourself. And I want to put in speaker view. Okay, perfect. So, so I met Amanda during Surf and Turf. She was one of the top 17 people to help the most emeralds, to build the most emeralds in 2018 so far. And we met at Surf and Turf, and we both did not bring a spouse. So when we had the Surf and Turf feed, I was like, hey, do you want to be my spouse? And she's like, yes, I'd love to be your spouse. I'm like, perfect. And the entire time I was like, spouse, where's spouse at? Like, I was literally like calling her spouse. And so when we're sitting there, we're like talking, I didn't really know her a whole lot. I've seen her a little bit on a couple of pages, but I didn't know her a whole lot before Surf and Turf. And we're sitting there at the lunch at the Pentecost Castle or Hacienda, and we're just sitting next to each other, and we're talking about business or whatever, and I was like, yeah, some of my customers, and she was talking about it, and she's like, I average about 100 a month, and I was like, excuse me, let me choke on my taco really quick. What did you just say to me? What did you just say to me? And she's like, yeah, I mean, 100, a month, and I'm like, just 100 a month, like, it's fine. What do you mean 100 loyal customers a month? You talk to me right now, lady. And so we just talked recently about doing a Zoom swap, and I just want her get all her goodies about how she enrolls 100 people a month, because that's absolutely amazing. So Amanda, if you could just give them, the introduction about you, how long you've been in the business, kind of some of your accomplishments, just give us your show and tell about you, so that everybody can get to know you a little bit better, and then we'll just get this Zoom going. So you go for it.
Okay, sounds good. Hi, everyone. Thanks for having me on. So I met Lachelle. Like I knew Lachelle before, but I had not, we've never met or talked or really anything. And so when we became spouses, we became best friends. And so I was like, first of all, Lachelle's like somebody that I totally look up into this business, because she's just amazing, a total rock star. And so I'm also a little bit more on the quieter side and shyer side. So if I can ever partner up with somebody who's outgoing and spontaneous, then I am the first one to spouse up with them. And so, cause then they can, help me branch out a little bit. So, anyways, I just love you, Miss Lachelle. I keep saying, but I don't know what's wrong with me. Okay.
It's Lachelle, Shelly, like at the DMV.
I think I keep saying that. I keep saying that.
Lachelle. Yeah. And I'm like, that's me, DMV here, Lachelle.
Yeah. I keep saying, like, seeing your last, the M, and I'm not used to that. So, okay, you guys. So I have been in this business for 4 years, and I started working as a full-time dental hygienist. And so if you work full-time, I get it. Like, I get it juggling, doing this business and working. And it's definitely something that can happen. My son at the time was 2. I have 2 little boys right now, and he was 2 at the time. And this business, like I said, I'm more of a quieter person. I keep to myself. And so when I say like this business just fell onto my lap, it literally did. One of my really good friends, she is just like Lachelle, like super, like outgoing and just amazing and just, always happy, always fun. And obviously I attract to those type of people. And so she was like, hey, I just got into this, super extra. And she was like, you just got into this business, and I made like $500 just selling body wraps. And I was like, wait, hold up, what? And she was having fun with it. And I'm like, okay, well, just sign me up. I have no idea what I'm doing, but sign me up, because I would love to make some extra money. I would love to make, anywhere from like $200 or $300 extra a month, because that would be like one less day that I would have to go into work. I really struggled with going into work, not because I didn't like my career or anything like that, because I loved it, but I really wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. I really wanted to be with my son, and my heart ached. I was not, 100% happy, and I just had emotional, I just felt emotional, I just felt guilt, and it was just, I just felt like there was something missing. And so without even thinking, I just said, sign me up, which is normally not like, it's normally not how I typically am, because normally I'm like, well, I got to think about it. I got to look into it. But because one of my really good friends was just, do this with me, I was like, okay. So I did. I went in blindly. And again, I had that mindset of only wanting to make that, $200 or $300 extra a month. And so I went to my very first event, and it was like an event, and there was like maybe 20 people in this room. It was a one team, one mission. So super small, but super powerful, because at that event, you guys, my mind completely changed. And I thought, why am I selling myself short? Why do I only want $200 or $300 extra a month? Like, I'm seeing, these amazing women who are teachers or stay-at-home moms or dental hygienists or, just all walks of life, making thousands of dollars a month. They're working part-time now. They're retired. They're paying off their debt. They're paying off their student loans. And I'm like, why in the world am I selling myself short? Like, I deserve more. My family deserves more. And I know, like, this is something that could be missing, the piece that, like, in my heart that's missing. So anyways, after that event, when we say get to events, you guys, literally get your booty to events, because it will literally be so empowering for you. And so anyways, I walked out of that room thinking, okay, I want to be double diamond. I want to make $6,000 a month, because that's about how much I was making as a dental hygienist. And so I just got myself to work. I put my head down. I had no idea what I was doing, but I knew that little form that we have called Steps to Success. That's what I was, a Steps to Success girl. I followed that, and I thought I had to follow that. And so in 6 months, it led me to getting to, it was like about 5 months, 5.5, I went double diamond, and I was able to retire my career. I went down 1 day a week, because I was pregnant with my second son. And then after I had him, I retired from dental hygiene completely. So I've been retired now for 3.5 years. And it has just been, this business, you guys, like that motivational, like, video we were just hearing, like, we are in control of our success, not our upline, not our downline, not our friends, not, people who are negative to us. We are in control of our success, not the people who say no or yes or anything like that. And like I said, I had to get out of my comfort zone. I had to get, like, down deep, dirty, cry, like, out of my comfort zone, things that I would have never, ever done. And but I knew that I had to follow those people who were being successful. So that's what I did. I picked a few people who I thought were just rocking this business, who were top income earners. And I thought, you know what, if what they're doing, it's working. So I'm going to follow exactly what they're doing. So if they are doing this, and even if they're out blitzing people, and that's something that's totally out of my comfort zone, I don't care. I'm going to go do it, because I want to make money. And so I just did. And then I went triple. And there were some little bumps in the road. And I will tell you guys, never get complacent with where you're at when you hit a certain rank. That's exactly what I did when I went triple. I thought, holy smokes, like, I am making triple pay, which was like kind of like a presidential pay. And it just totally changed our life. Like, I was like, oh, I don't even know, like, all this money. It was just crazy. And so I just got, like, I almost settled with it. And I will say, don't do that, because you want to keep your momentum going. And so I just kind of, settled. And then I was just like, okay, what am I doing? Like, I want more, like, not just because I want more money, but just because I want to see my team grow. I want to see these people get to diamond and double diamond and emerald and ruby. And I want to see them achieve their goals. And so I really had a one-on-one with God. And I just said, Lord, like, please, like give me people who I can help change, like, their lives. Give me people who I can, like, literally just help. And I will just tell you guys, like, yes, like, I was always, like, a Steps to Success girl, like, and probably a couple times, each month. But after that, like, I was getting several like, mass enrolling. And so just this past May, I went presidential, and my husband triple. And it's just been, it's amazing. And I love being able to share you know, what this business has not only done for me, but also the ups and downs. And, you know, I've been in this for now 4.5 years, and, you know, you work your butt off, but is it absolutely worth it? Absolutely. 100%. I would not I would not take one thing back throughout these 4 years, except I would probably say mindset. Like, mindset was probably, you know, probably robbed me sometimes because of the way my mind was thinking at certain points. And so, if I knew now about what I know now about mindset, I would have went ambassador by now. So, mindset is 100%, you guys.
I love that you just said that. If I knew what I knew now about mindset, I would be ambassador right now. And I know that, like, so many of us top leaders, like, if you're a new distributor, like, just right off the gate, I'm telling you right now that this business, every single person in top 150 will tell you, this business is 80% mindset, 20% work. Because without the right mindset, you won't do the work. And it's just like going to the gym. Like, you won't go to the gym unless you have the mindset that says, I want to look like this in that bikini, or I want to wear that crop top, or I want to be in that size pants. And it all comes down to having the mindset of whatever you're trying to achieve. And it's the same exact thing in this business. You want to make a $500 check a month. You have to have the mindset that you will make a $500 check a month, and then just plus whatever you want on that check. So like I said in the beginning, this girl is enrolling, you know, she's enrolling over 100 customers monthly. That's so crazy. So do you work your business more through Facebook or Instagram?
Yeah, I do it mostly through Facebook. I will, like, you know, do stuff here and there through Instagram, but I would say 98% of the time it's through Facebook.
Okay. So what does your, like, daily routine look like? And also, I wouldn't mind if you kind of threw in what your daily routine looked like before you were full-time, like what you did when you had a job. Because I know a lot of people in this business, when you guys join, maybe you have a job and you're like, you might look at, you know, your upline or you're the leader on your team pages and you're like, well, you know, they're always at their computer. They don't got any other responsibilities besides being at home. But we didn't start there, guys. None of us started there. We all started with a job. So could you kind of just tell us what your daily routine looked like when you had a job and then what it looks like now?
Yeah. So, well, first I just want to say, like, you do not have to be a mass enroller in order to, you know, take it to the top. You do not have to in order to get ranks, because I went all the way to triple with just completing steps to success, you guys. So you don't have to be a mass enroller. I just want to let you know that. But I will just let you know, when you know, get customers like that, your paychecks will definitely skyrocket. So, so when I had a job, I literally, it was difficult because I would wake up at 5 o'clock already, be out of my house by 6 o'clock just to see my first patient at 7. So what I would do is the night before, I would plan my post out. And not all of them, because some of them, you know, you want them to be like spur of the moment kind of posts, like how you're feeling, emotional posts. But a lot of the times I would plan my post out. So I knew as soon as I woke up, I would make my post, like a little bit, you know, 10 or 15 minutes after I woke up. So before I left my house, I would make my post, but it was easy because I already knew what post I was going to make. So that's what I did first. And then I would literally, I had like a 15-minute lunch break. And then I didn't even leave my office until probably around like 4 o'clock. So I got in at 7, left around 4 o'clock. Some days I left at 7 o'clock. So my days were a little bit different, but every chance I got, I would, like, if I had 5 minutes, you know, in between my patients, I would scroll through Facebook, like, comment, you know, interact with my people, maybe get back to a few messages. So I would try to do things here and there. I would try to post every, you know, 3 hours or so, depending on, you know, again, my day. But where I really got my work done was when I got off work. Okay. And it was after I put my little one to bed. So he was 2. So he went to bed around like 7-ish. And yes, I was exhausted from waking up at 5 o'clock. I was tired, but that was the only time I could really get my work done. It was my intentional work that I was able to do. And so I just had to make sure my time was very intentional. You guys, I did not have a computer for the first, I want to say, year or so. I think after I went double, I got a computer. So I was literally working on my phone or from like an iPad. And so I think it was double when I got a computer, actually. So that's what I did. I kind of sacrificed my sleep. I sacrificed watching TV shows with my husband. I sacrificed maybe going to happy hour sometimes in those 6 months. But it was so well worth it, because you guys, it led me to then having that freedom of time after a year of being in the business. Then I could choose when I wanted to work, or when I wanted to have happy hour, when I wanted to, hang out with my husband, that kind of thing. So it definitely, I would say, for anybody who is working, definitely figure out your schedule and get your office hours. Okay, you have to set your office hours. And so as soon as that 7:30 time hit, when my son Jax was in bed, like, my husband knew, okay, it's Amanda's work time. I go in the office, he does not interrupt me, and that's when I get my work done. It was my office work hours, and then those work hours are very intentional. You can't be, okay, well, what do I do? Scroll through Facebook, It's very easy in this business, because we work through social media. It's very easy to get off track. And we can, dwindle on our phones or whatever. So make your time super intentional. And I'm going to tell you guys my schedule now, my routine now. It's nice because I am a stay-at-home mom now. I have 2 little ones, but I have 2 little ones. And so they're busy, right? And so I can't work all day long with them. And so again, I have to set my office hours. So what my day kind of looks like now, it's a little different. Because I am working I do this, full time from home. I'm able to spend more time in certain areas. So what I do now is I wake up, and I'm a big Miracle Morning person. So I will say that I have to wake up before my little ones wake up. So I wake up about an hour before they wake up. And I do, if you guys have not read the book Miracle Morning, definitely I would say read it. I've been doing it for over a year now, and it's been just a total game changer for me. If you are a mom in general, it is so amazing to wake up earlier before your kiddos. Or even if you're not a mom, it's good to wake up before your dogs or before your spouse or whatever. So the Miracle Morning, just get yourself, fill your cup. Fuel your soul, get yourself ready before you have to interact with other humans, okay? So number one, you guys, my one tip for this is when you first wake up, do not look at your phone, okay? Do not look at your phone for at least 15 or 20 minutes because the first 10 minutes that you wake up is literally going to set your entire day. So if you look at your phone and you have emails or you have rejection, messages coming in, or you have negativity on Facebook, guess how your day is going to go? It's going to go negative. It's going to go crummy, and it's just not going to go smoothly and positive as we want. And so that's my biggest tip. Don't look at your phone for at least 15, 20 minutes. And so I get myself ready, and I do the steps of the Miracle Morning, which I could get into if you want, Lachelle, or... Oh, you're muted.
No, I know. I'm sorry. You don't have to get into it because, you guys, Miracle Morning is available to all of us, but I just want to endorse this statement because I'm only in 3 years and a month and a half or something, and I'll tell you right now that I did not start doing this until I was a homeowner, which was 2 months ago. And when you just said that, I was like, yes, because it has changed my life. And you are truly you get to decide how your day is going to be, your attitude, your energy, everything. And you get to decide that every single morning. And I'm telling you guys, we get so attached to our phones, or the first thing we wake up, we're it's we go right to our phones. But I'm telling you, ever since being a homeowner, I'm okay, not only do I have things to do around the house, but we just have things in life that just frustrate us. And this business, it's not that it's frustrating, but it does take mental capacity where we're okay, we have to either solve problems or help somebody or be in a conversation or whatever. And I have recently stopped, to the point where I go to reach and I'm no, Lachelle, don't do it. Don't touch your phone. Where I need more than 10 minutes. I don't touch my phone for an hour. And that's sometimes where my business doesn't even open until 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock during the day, because my first hour or so in the day needs to be about me. You need to feel good about you. And that's the time where you can take to shave your legs or put makeup on or drink that coffee and sit and not have any thought process besides, I like me, today's pretty, I like where I'm at. It's just being with you And that's something that you have to like really learn in this business, is to remember to be with you, because in this business, you're dealing with so many people. There's people. This business would be perfect. If there was no people. But no, like you have to like love you first every day in order to love this business and in order to love other people. I love that you just said that. Miracle Morning is something that you guys can all look into as well. Sorry to interrupt you, but I just really wanted to endorse that statement because
you're good. I love it. No, I'm glad that you do it too, because I think that it is just such a game changer, and you don't realize what it is. Like when I was like, wake up early, like what? But you don't realize it until you do it, and you're like, holy cow, like my day was just bomb because I woke up early and I got my crap done. You know what I mean? Like it is a total game changer. So anyways, that's what I do. And then I get my little ones going. Each day changes because I have one in first grade and one in preschool, and he doesn't go every day. And so every day is different. But I will say every day I have, my little one, when he's not in preschool, we do an hour of quiet time, and that's when I can kind of really get going. I can do messages or whatever, but my main time to work my business is, again, as soon as my little ones go to bed. That is mommy's work time. Like that's my time to work. That's my office hour. And so I will work throughout the day because, maybe he's playing, or maybe they're at a little friend's house or something, so I'll be able to get my work done. There's 4, which I'll get into in just a little bit, but there's 4 core things that we do every single day. And those are what literally gets me, the production I get. And so, but I would say, what does my day look like? I do my Miracle Morning in the morning. I am able to do stuff here and there throughout the day, but I set my main office hours that are like intentional working hours at nighttime when there's no interruptions. And again, I think it's just so important, whether you do work or whether you are a stay-at-home mom or whether you are a homeowner or you just do this full time, like Lachelle, like you having those office hours are just so key because it helps you to stay on track. So
yeah, so let's get into the goodies, okay, guys? Let's get into Amanda's I enroll 100 loyal customers a month, and we're like, because really though, like it's incredible that that's your average. So what is your main source for getting loyal customers?
So I have several. I don't have just one main source. And I think that obviously we all know what host to post are, so that is a huge main source. And I love host to post because it does kill 2 birds with one stone. Not only are you growing your network, but now you are talking to people who actually are interested in these products or interested in this business. So host to post is really huge. Referrals, you guys, are so, like, that's where I get a lot of my customers. So anyways, I might send out a host to post, okay? And I might get a customer from that host to post, but then what I do is I take that customer and I say, hey, I'm super excited for you to get on this, we'll just say detox cleanse. This detox cleanse, do you have 3 other people who would also want to do this, detox cleanse with you? And if so, like, I'll give you a free product. And a lot of times, you guys, they have their friends, they have their sister, they have their spouse, they have people that they work with. And so I might have just got 1 customer from a host to post, but now I just got 3 other ones from a referral. And so what's so awesome is that those 3 referrals that I just got, they instantly trust me. Because their friend just got a detox cleanse. Their friend is just doing a detox cleanse. And so now when I say, hey, Lachelle, just started our 90-day detox cleanse. She said you might be interested in this. Do you want, to do this with us? And they instantly trust me because their friend is doing it. So then they want more information.
Let me endorse it. Okay. Guys, okay. So like I wouldn't say that I'm a mass enroller. I would say that I'm very consistent with doing steps. I think like the most loyal customers I've ever enrolled in 1 month was like 40 something. And that's in 3 years. But, after sitting down, it was all God's plan, like just the way he like put it all together. But sitting down being with Amanda at Surf and Turf, and then her saying this to me, guys, I have utilized this month. And right now, as of tonight, I'm either at 27 or 28 and I'm going for 50, but
that's awesome.
I never even, hey, thanks. I'm going to 100 eventually. But when she was sitting next to me at lunch and she was like, well, every single time I get a loyal customer, I just say, do you have 3 people that would want to do this with you because I'll give you a free product? And I was like, where did my brain not decide to think of this? Like, it's so smart. And I've been starting to do that this month, and it's working. But it's like, when you think about it, guys, people are very monkey see, monkey do, or very monkey do, monkey see, monkey do, monkey do. It's like, it's just, that's how it is. And you gain so much trust when it comes to like, hey, Susie Q just ordered from me, and she told me that you're interested. She told me that you might be interested in this as well, or you were also talking about group messages, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that you're doing a referral, it's oh man, I had the word. It's like, I don't have the word anymore, but it's just like jumping. You're literally taking a sale and saying, how can I get more sales from this sale? And it's like a never ending process. So just keep going. But I'm just saying that it was something that I'd never done in my business. I started doing it this month, and it's something that I'm failing forward at because I've done it and they're like, no, I'm not interested. I'm like, okay, but then they have been interested and I've only been able to close one of them. And it's something that I'm getting used to, but keep talking about how you do that. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just literally asking them, you guys, and I always like have in my mind, and I really coach my team, like it's a numbers game. So if let's just talk about host a post really quick. If you ask 5 people to host a post for you versus 30 people to host a post for you, you're going to get more people to host a post for you if you ask 30, right? It's just a numbers game. Out of those 30 people, say 10 host a post for you, okay? So now you have 10 people putting out that post for you. You have 10, new networks that you're like branching into. And so when you get customers out of that, then you just simply say, hey, let's get some other friends on here. I'll give you another product. Like, people love free products. And if they do not, if they're like, no, I don't know anybody, which you will get, not everyone says, oh yeah, I know 3 people. You will get people who say, no, I don't. And I say, no problem. If you can think about it, let me know. But I say, hey, I do a drawing every Friday. Do you want to be entered in for a free product? And so then I have them host a post for me. So if they don't have referrals, I have my loyal customers now host a post for me. And the other cool thing about that is now they can say, and I have them do the product that they just did, but now they can say, friends are like, oh, have you tried this? They can say like, oh no, but I'm super excited because I just ordered it. And again, that trust comes in. So it's just a numbers game, you guys. So the more people you have on your network, the more people you have to ask. Okay. The more people you have to ask, the more people you're going to get. So if I ask 10 people each day versus say 50 people each day, I'm going to get more people when I ask 50 versus 10. So, and that's where I think host to post, and also asking referrals, it's all whatever I do now this month is going to go on to next month and the next month after that and the next month after that. So, and I will tell you guys, every single month, I will put August loyal customers, and I write down, I say 100 because that's my goal every month. And I visually see it. So I'm like, I already mentally know, okay, I'm going to get 100 customers because I'm seeing 100 loyal customers in August every single day. So, yeah, it's just a numbers game. There's 4 things. We call it the core 4. So there's 4 things that we do every single day. And so the cool thing is you guys, is I'm not the only one on my team getting 100 customers. People who are doing these things and, doing host to post, doing referrals, going live, posting, doing these core 4 things, they're getting customers. My newbies are getting, 14, 15 customers their first month. I have people who have, my diamonds and double diamonds getting 30 to 80 or 90 customers a month. So if you do this, that's the cool thing is it's duplicatable. It's not something where it's just me getting these customers. This is duplicatable. But number one, like we talked about before, it's all in your mindset. So like I said before, so I'm going to back up just a little bit. So before I was just doing steps to success. I was probably doing, multiple times, maybe getting 10 customers each month. And then in my mind, I thought, okay, I'm ready to go to the next level. I'm ready to be a presidential. And that was in October. And I remember when I first started, people were like, you know what, November, December, it's busy. It's, it's hard to, get enrollment, that kind of thing. And I'm like, heck no, I'm going to show my team because I'm ready to go up. I'm ready to help my team go up. And I am going to show them that, no, like this is going to be our busiest month. And so in October and November, I like got tons of host to post and tons of referrals and just kept planting those seeds every single day, more and more seeds, because you guys remember it's a numbers game. So if typically I would plant maybe, 10 seeds a day, now I'm planting 10 to 30 seeds a day. Okay. 20 to 30 seeds or more. So then December came around, and it was literally my biggest enrollment month. I think I was so happy, but so upset because I got 99 customers. And it was like the 31st. I'm like, I just want one more customer to get that 100. But I'm like, man, are people out on New Year's Eve or something? Because nobody's answering me back. So anyways, I ended the month in December with 99 customers. And I thought, holy cow, like the only way I made this possible was literally my mindset. It was just my mindset and work. You have to put the work into it. Like Lachelle said, like it's 80% mindset, 20% work. So, but my mind is what made it up, because I said to myself, I am going to have the busiest enrollment month. And guess what happened? I would pray. So every morning before I wake up, I would say, Lord, please help, like give me people who I can help today. Show me people, have them come into my life. And people would just start pouring in. Like it was crazy. And so I was like, you know what, if I can get 100, I'm like, if I can get 99, I know I can get 100. So every month since then, I would work to get 100. And then finally, the month that I went presidential, I got 118. And so it's just a mindset. But the thing that got us there was not only your mindset, you guys. So every day you want to do self-development, okay? No matter what. But it's those four core things that we did. So the first thing, you guys, hopefully you have a pen, and you guys probably already do these. But when you're writing these down, think of it as a numbers game, okay? So the first thing is obviously posting. And I'm not one to say post, every hour and anything like that. You post what works for you. I do post about every 3 to 6 times a day, depending on how my day goes, depending on what promotions are out, depending on what I'm going for. And so I know everybody's different with their posting. And so posting is huge, because posting is letting people know that you're open for business. And I'm very big on, not obviously, I'm not going to get into like how to post or anything like that unless Lachelle wants me to, but I'm very big on you posting about yourself and trickling in your business. So my post will be all about me, but in like a side, like, no, it'll be about like my business will be kind of trickled into that. It's me about using the products. It's me about, like the opportunity, that kind of thing. So posting is number 1. Number 2 is going to be building relationships. We're in a relationship business. And I find that I do strictly through Facebook mostly. And so Facebook is literally relationships. It's, being social with one another. And so I will comment and like and spend time, doing that each day. What I do is I scroll through like your news feed, my news feed, but I'll also go to like my potentials list, and I pick, say I have like a couple minutes, I will pick 10 people and I will just click on their profile. I'll search for them and I'll make a few comments. Because what I want to do, what I want to create is that I want my potentials to see my name come up in their newsfeed a couple times a day. That's what I want. I want them to remember, oh yeah, I want to lose weight. Oh yeah, Amanda's my girl to go to. I want them, when they are like, okay, I need extra money, I want them to think of my face popping up in their head. I want them to know me and know what I do so that I can help them. And so I want to make sure that my potentials, that they are, my face is all over their Facebook. So comment, liking, interacting with your potentials. Happy birthdays, you guys. So, send them a personal message. Send them a message and say, something, that you can copy and paste, but it's personal to them. So that's number 2. Number 3 is going to be building your network. So tonight, you guys look at to see how many people you have on your social media, whether you do Facebook or Instagram. Because if you have less than, let's just say 2,000 people, if you have less than 1,000 people, then you want to get your, into gear and to get that number up. Because again, it's a numbers game. The more people you have on your network, the more people you have to work with, okay? So I would say that my business really I started to see my business take off when I got into that like 2,500 range of friends. And I love it because now I'm at like 5,000, but I love it because I'll go through my Facebook, delete people, and then add people back. And so it's just, it's great to constantly add new and fresh people in. The 4th thing, you guys, is messaging. Talking to people, getting out there. And I just say messaging because I strictly work my business through social media. Now, here's one thing. When I add people, I do not message them about It-Works, okay? That is just my no-no. Like, it's just, it's cheesy. It's not what I want to put out there. It's spammy. And so the first thing I do is I will go and kind of like and comment on their stuff. And I do message them and I say, hey, Lachelle, thank you so much for adding me as your friend on Facebook. Your house is gorgeous. I will take something that they posted through social media and I will tell them that I like it. Or your kids are so dang cute. Or your hair is so beautiful. Like, what products do you use? Or, something like that, just to make it a little bit personal and to help the conversation going. And most of the time, you guys, I would say 98% of the time, they message me back and they're like my best friends. So it automatically builds that relationship and that trust with them so that now they're going to go, okay, who is Amanda? Like, what does she do? Then they're going to start to see my post, okay? So the 4th thing is messaging. And that could be anything from following up to getting host to post out. My goal is to get about 5 to 10 people to host a post for me every single day. And again, it's a numbers game. So if I got 1 person to host a post for me, I wouldn't be getting 100 loyal customers every month. If I got 10 people to host a post for me, that's going to give me my 100 customers every month. So it's just a numbers game. So messaging is your 4th thing. Messaging is going to be asking. You have to ask people, okay? You have to ask people about the opportunity. You have to ask people, if they are interested in the products. So the people I message, they're going to be people who like and comment on my post. They're going to be my follow-ups. They're going to be my A through Z list of my friends, and I'm going to ask them to host a post for me. I could have never even, they could have said no to me every single time, but now I'm going to go back and I'm going to ask them to host a post for me. It could be people from my stories, from my polls, and, I message all those people from my stories. I'll actually, if I run out of time that day, I'll take a screenshot of who viewed my story, and I'll message them. I get tons of customers and distributors that way. And just because they viewed my story, all I do is I just say, hey, thanks so much for, watching my story. Are you interested in my hair vitamin? And just leave it at that. And a lot of times they're going to be like, oh, no, I was just watching it. Or, sometimes they're going to be like, yeah, tell me more information. Or even if it's a story of my kids, you guys, I'll be like, hey, thank you so much for, watching my story. Are you interested in how I make extra money from my phone? And it's just, even if they say no, that's okay. I just pique their interest and they're going to be like, how does Amanda make money from her phone? So it's all about planting those seeds. And so when I hear, I don't know who to message or I don't know where to message. Well, you have social media, which has millions and millions of people. You can literally grow a network in any area, that we have, and you can grow, a network there, an entire network there. And so it's just all about, doing those 4 core things and putting them into action. And like Lachelle said, like this business, you have to be disciplined. You have to be like those times when my husband's watching a movie or a show, and sometimes I'm like, man, so lucky right now, but I'm like, you know what, like this is my time to work, and I have to be disciplined to be like, okay, I'm going to get my stuff done, and then I'm going to enjoy my time with him, or I'm going to do this because I'm able to right now, and then I'm going to go do this. And so you have to be disciplined to do these 4 things. And when I say 4, it's actually 5 because every day you should be doing that self-development. So
I love that you gotta like name that. I wanna like really, this is something, guys, oh my gosh, you like said it perfectly in a way that like, you know, she had a moment where she's like, okay, I'm ready to go to the next level, right? And maybe you guys just saw her, because I just saw her notebook, and I'm telling you right now, this is about to happen because I already understand the process. I just have to do it. So when you see her notebook, and it has 100, you know, do you write out 100?
Mm-hmm.
That's your thing, okay? And it's not like a fancy magical notebook from like Hogwarts, okay? It's literally just a 3-ring. It's just from Target, whatever. She numbered 1 through 100, and she put, I'm enrolling 100 loyal customers. Now, faith over fear, guys. You know, the first thing she talked about is prayer. She's praying. She asked God, you know, bring these people into my life, bring these people into my organization, bring me people that I can help. You know, if any of you, what is the first reaction that you get if I was to say to you, take out your notebook, write down 100, write down 1 through 100, and I want you to make sure that that is filled in 1 month with loyal customers. The first thing that comes to your mind is fear. You know, that's where it's like you're fearful. You're like, and it's not even like I'm afraid. It's I'm afraid I won't do it. And that's where you have to put faith before fear. Faith over fear. Pray, ask for it to happen, and then you create this mindset where you look at it and say, I will make this happen. Prayer is not a special code that you type in and it's like, oh, it's going to happen. No, it's you're praying. When you pray for something, you're truly asking of something. You still have to put in the work, and the more work that you put in, the more that you will be given. All right. But when you were talking about things about like writing it down, hold on, I was like writing all this stuff. 24 hours mindset, writing it. 24 hours. I don't know where I was going with that. But basically I'm just saying is that it comes down to the mindset. Her mindset is once you accomplish it, it's easy. It's easy, but you can't be afraid of accomplishing it. You got to go balls to the wall, but you have to go so hard where you prove to yourself that you accomplish it, and then it's easy. It's like the first time we get on a bike and then we fall down and we scrape our knee. And we're like, oh my God, this is so hard. Do you remember all those things that we learned when we were a child that we thought were so hard? Like when our parents would drive a car and they're like, how do you drive this thing? And we're like, that's scary. And then you learn, and now we're like driving with one knee. You know, it's like, it's something that you have to accomplish. You have to prove to yourself you accomplish. Oh, 24 hours. I got it now. If Amanda has the same amount of time in a day as me and Beyonce, okay, and she can enroll 100 customers in 1 month, all it is that she's doing more than me. She has prayed more about it than I have. She has put in more action than I have. And I thank you right now for inspiring me so much, Since Surf Turf, to really, you know, because I'm ready to go to the next level too, and you really do have a big part of that, and I'll just make a big post about that soon in the future about it. But also, you know, in her core, you know, things that you need to do, posting, I just want to give this little thing because it's something that people find, you know, maybe like you don't know when to do it. You know, posting is nothing without interaction. We work against an algorithm. We work against Mark Zuckerberg, and never doubt him, okay? But if you just think that posting is going to do it, no. If you're posting and not interacting, then you shouldn't have posted. And I'll tell you what I do when it comes to posting. Because when people are like, how do you get so many likes on your photos? I'm like, it's like, you don't know what I do. Well, I'm telling you what I'm doing, but it's like, it's not because they don't just appear. They're not organic likes. It's because, you know, after I've had my morning where I'm with me, the first thing I do is I don't check my messages. I don't do anything. I am still holding my cup of coffee. I am wishing happy birthdays. And for about 30 minutes, I am just commenting and being the best friend to every single Facebook friend that I can possibly be best friend with. When I lay down in bed, and I know this will be different with everybody, but this is my thing. When I lay down in bed, I know I'm not going to sleep for like an hour. In the first 45 minutes I'm in bed, I will tell you right now that I probably interact with at least 100 people every single night. And then the next morning, my algorithm is set for attention. And so I don't interact at all during the day. I do no interaction during the day. It is morning and night, and that is enough for, you know, my morning interactions is enough for my day. My night interactions is enough for my morning the next morning, and it just kind of like front loads. And then like she said too, you know, there are when people are like, I don't know where to get loyal customers, she's screenshotting her stories. All those people, it's, you know, posting is not asking, asking is asking, posting in your story is not asking, asking is asking. Posting is not the end all. It's post, ask. You know, I always say if they like my post, and I'm not very good with stories, but if they like my post, that is their non-disclosure statement to message them. I think about that when you talk about stories, how you screenshot anybody that watched your story. If they watched it, they have literally said, you're allowed to message me. That's a mindset thing, guys. That is just mindset. If you like my post, I am messaging you, period. Okay, so my dog both of them are speaking to me. I swear they talk to me. They're like, let me out. So I'm going to ask you this next question, and then I'm just going to real quick and take me only like a couple minutes. But how do you explain the loyal customer program? This is something I love to ask everybody because it's all a little bit different and it's interesting to hear. But also, could you even walk through, like, just very like generic, if you were talking to somebody that you don't know from a host to post, kind of how you present, you know, because we are selling something and it is going through a 3-month auto ship. So how you would kind of introduce them into our program and how you like talk about the loyal customer program?
Yeah, so I'll actually just put my verbiage right here so you guys can see. But what I do is, okay, just had to put that in. So, oops, sorry. Okay, so what I do, so this is how I do every single loyal customer like this. I just change out the price of it. So I say, okay, awesome, it's amazing. It's normally $65, but for this, it's $36. I will give you my personal discount on all the products for life and waive my $50 startup fee. You will simply place an order today, one in September, one in October, to unlock a huge discount. Sound good? And a lot of times they are literally just like, yeah, sounds good. Sometimes they'll be like, oh, okay, so is it an auto shipment or something? I just say, yeah, it's an auto shipment for these first 3 months. Then after that, we can, you know, you can order as you please. You can get my discount pricing on all the products. And so this is the verbiage I use every single time. I do not change it up, and I never have any issues with it. So that's kind of what I use. But so when I get a host to post out, I have specific verbiage as well. So like, say I'm like, okay, I want to get 10 people to host a post for me today. I will go through like my A through Z list, and I will just message people, and I'll just say, hey, you know, I'm doing a drawing this Friday. Do you want to be in my drawing for some free products? They say yes, and I say, okay, awesome. Here's how it works. You make this post on your Facebook page, and I will get you entered into the drawing. You can do a monthly. We do a team one, so we do like a monthly team one. You can do them weekly, whatever you want. And so I have, and then they're like, yeah, perfect. So I, you know, give them the post. And then, you know, and then what I do from there is that when people comment or like on their photo, if they comment or like, they're going to get a message from me. And I just say the same thing, like, hey, thanks so much for liking on, you know, Gloria's post. Do you want more information, or are you wanting to lose 10 or more pounds? They say yes. And then I set them up on, I ask them 2 questions. Okay. I ask them, do you drink coffee, and how much are you wanting to lose? I just ask them 2 questions. And if they're like, okay, I want to lose 70 pounds, then I know, like, okay, they need to be on, you know, 2 or 3 different products. They need to be on a package. And so I don't give them an option. I just think, okay, you want to lose 70 pounds. These are the products you need to be on. So a lot of times, you guys, my BB, it's not just one product. It is multiple products because I like to upsell, you know, and to help them get on more products because I want them to have results. And so I'll say, okay, these are the products you need to be on to get to like reach your 70, you know, reach your goal. And they're like, okay, how much is it? I give them that price. I say, sound good. They say, yes. How do I order? I tell them I can order it for them. I just need a little bit of their information. And I always like to get the customer's information to order them myself, just because I'm type A. I like to do it, you know, get it done correctly. I like to get it done then. I don't want to wait. If for some reason they're like, okay, you know, I don't feel comfortable with that, which I would say 98% of the time, you guys, they always give me their information. And these are strangers that they don't know me. So anyways, if they do, then I just say, no problem. Do you have, a minute right now? And I can walk you through my website. And I will literally walk them through my website until they have completed it. And so those are the two ways that I get them signed up right then and there. So perfect timing. I just put my verbiage right in the comments in the chat. And then I just kind of walked them through on how I kind of get host to post out there and kind of how it goes.
Perfect. Thank you. Sorry. My dogs were like, Lachelle, take me outside or I will pee in here.
Time.
Okay. So is there any particular way that you take care of loyals? I personally have a loyal customer page. So every single time I ever enroll a loyal customer, I add them to the page. I tell them that I'm adding to the page, and it's not an active page. But when I first started, when you have only a couple, like 100, it's easy to like send an email or to send a mass text or to send a mass, just forward messages and stuff like that. But I was like, okay, so how can I just get a hold of all these people in one place to make sure that they know about the promotions, whether it's BOGO or whatever it is. And so I just have a loyal customer page that's not active. Nothing can be commented on. So it's not like blowing them up or anything. But is there any particular way that you keep track of loyals and take care of loyals since you're enrolling a lot?
Yeah. And I've kind of played around with this because you guys, I'm not the most organized person. I'm like a chaotic organized person. So I'm super excited to hear Lachelle's tips on organization. But I tried a few different ways, and I just say get a system in place, whatever works for you. But here's what I do. So I just have this notebook, okay? And I literally write my August loyal customers down. I put their name, I put their date on like when they signed up, and then I put the product right by it, okay? As soon as I sign them up, I put them into my Reach app, and that way I have that so that their contacts are in there. That way when we have BOGOs or anything like that, it's very easy for me to send out a mass message to them. But I put them in there. And so here's what I do. Here's how I kind of keep track so that nobody really falls through the cracks, because I will say, you guys, you want to treat your loyal customers like they are like your family, like they are like your little babies, because they will literally become distributors or they will become loyal customers for life. And I have had several slip through the cracks, and I'm like, crap, like that stinks. But it's totally my fault for not being organized and just letting them do that. So what I do is as soon as I sign them up, I send them, I don't do emails just because sometimes it would go to their spam or they wouldn't get it. And so I literally text or do it through Facebook. And so, or like Messenger on Instagram if you do Instagram. And so texting is probably best. So I send in like this generic little message, and I say, thanks so much for being my customer. To access your account, you go here. Here's your ID number. Here's your password. And here's what I do in capital letters. I say, when you get your product, make sure you call or text me so that I can walk you through on how to use it, okay? Because that's doing like one less job that I have to do and go search for them to make sure they got their product. So as soon as they got their product, then they normally message me. Sometimes they don't. They normally message me and say, I got my product. And so I say, okay, this is how you're going to use it. I want you to take before and after pictures because I want to make sure they are using it correctly. There's so many times, you guys, I put people on fat fighters, and do you know they take the fat fighters before they eat? And I'm like, no, like no wonder you're not having results. You're not using it correctly. Like read the directions, So I always tell them, make sure you call or text me before you use your product. And so that's number one. So then what I do is I know okay, Samantha just signed up on the 1st of August. So I know on the 15th, she has already, if she has not already messaged me about using the product, I know she's already gotten the product and probably started to use it. So I will message her on the 15th, and I will just say, hey girl, I just want to make sure you got your product okay. How's it going? Like what questions do you have? And I want to make sure that they're loving the product and they're using it correctly. And then what I do is because so I'll typically check up with them after their first 2 weeks, okay? And you can put them in your calendar. You can put them however you want. I literally just use my notebook because I have all the dates there. So it's super easy for me just to go through and say, okay, I need to message these 5 people today and so forth. So then what I do is now it's a month. Okay. So now we're in August. So now what I do is I go to July's customers and I just say, okay, everybody who signed up on the, what's today, the 20th, I'm going to message them and say, hey, I just want to see how your product is going. I actually do it like a couple days before their auto shipment goes out. So anybody who signed up on the 20th, I'll message them on like the 17th or 18th and just say, hey, just want to, see how your product is going, see if you wanted to add anything to your regimen, change anything up, just to, let them know I'm still here. Like, let me know how your products are going. Because again, I want them to be on the right product. The other thing is I don't like declines, you guys. And so when I can let them know, like, hey, your product is about to come out, I think it also prevents declines, because then they're going to be like, oh, well, shoot, like I can't do it this day, but can you do it on the 24th? And then they know they're expecting their product to come out. And so I'll do that. And then again, it's August, so now I can go back into, my June, and I can follow up on their 2 months. So I normally do their first month, and then I do their third month. And to be honest with you, if they're using their products each month the way that they should, they're messaging me with their results. Like, they're coming to me. And so at their third month, like after they got their product, I say, hey, that's when I ask them, like, they're loving their products. I ask them if they want to, if they are interested in making some extra money while they're continuing to use the products. And if they say no, and they're like, hey, I want to turn off the auto shipment or whatever, I just say, hey, do you want to do another 90-day challenge for me? And I'm going to give you a $50 credit toward, afterwards. And because you guys, if they do 6 months of auto shipments, they get a $50 perk point credit. So a lot of times they're like, oh yeah, like I'm still on my weight loss journey. Oh yeah, or oh yeah, I saw your hair vitamin. Or a lot of times they're going to continue to use the products after I'm like, hey, I'll give you a $50 credit after, you do the 90-day challenge. So that's kind of how I keep track of them. I love the Reach app though, because also I've been trying to kind of utilizing that too. So then all I have to do is like, I'll put their name, I'll put like Angela, and I'll put August 1st. That way, all I have to do is I have to type in August 1st. It gives me everyone who signed up that August 1st. So then I know, like, okay, I can just message them really quickly and see how their products are going. But I would say, like, loyal customers, you guys, like I said, treat them like your babies. Like, if they're not happy with a product, get them another product that they're happy with. And you're going to have people who are not the nicest, or you're going to have people who just are, like, closed-minded and not, but it is our job to help them. And so treat them like they are your babies.
And I just looked at it, and I'm not exactly sure my numbers, but over 20 personally enrolled diamonds and above, only 3 of them were not loyal customers prior to joining. Guys, all of my other diamonds and above that are my personally enrolled were loyal customers prior to joining. And that's where, like, loyal customers are the royalty of this business. Like, you want to, when she says treat them like your baby, if you're a mom, you understand that because you love your baby. If you're not a mom, treat them like your boyfriend or your mom.
Or your dog.
Love your loyal customers like you love your mom. And because they will have that one up by having the results and loving the products, where it'll be such a crazy momentum when they join, because they already have an opinion about it. And when people have a positive opinion about something and they have something to show from it, think about it. When you go to that restaurant, I mean, you probably, if you haven't heard this, if you go to that restaurant and you've had the most amazing service, the most amazing food, what do? Yelp, or you make a Facebook status, or you tell your best friends, or they mention it, they're like, oh my God, you've got to go there. That's how it is with loyal customers that love their products. They'll join this business and they will just launch to success because they are like, they won't be able to shut up. Okay, so 2 more things and then I'll let you go. Sorry that we're going a little bit over. Do you have to be anywhere?
No, I'm good.
Okay, so how do you help your new distributors get their first 4 loyals?
So there's a few things that I do, but the first thing I do is I literally, like, I hand hold my new distributors, because I know, like, sometimes this can be scary. You don't know what you're going to do. And I want everyone to have their first win. And I think it's so important for them to get their own first customers so that they can have that win. And so what I do is I will literally, I give them, like, steps. So I say, okay, girlfriend, like, step 1, I want you to, log into your account, like go through your tax thing or whatever, and then start your trainings. When you start your trainings, let me know. And typically they do it right away. And they're like, okay, I'm starting my trainings. And I say, okay, I'm going to send you over step 2 while you're doing your trainings. Step 2, I have them make a list of 30 people. These 30 people are going to be like their friends or family, people that they talk to on Facebook, just people that they would tell exciting news to. If they don't have 30 people, I tell them to go onto Facebook, go through their friends list and put 30 people on a piece of paper, whether they talk to them or not. And then I will say, okay, what you're going to do now is you're going to send them this message. And you guys may already do something similar, but I want you to send them this message and don't, reply back to them. Send me the screenshots and I'm going to help you respond back to them. And then I literally just walk them through on how conversations would go. If they don't get much interaction with those 30 people, I instantly teach them about host to post. I get them set up on a launch party. So a party with like their close friends and family. And we call it just a taste and sample party. So I do that, I get them. And then what I like to do is I like to say, okay, go to your mom, go to your sister, go to your family, go to your best friends and ask them, be like, hey, I just got into a business. I need you to support me. But I understand that a lot of times people don't have those 4 people. And so I just say, you know what, make a list of people that are on your Facebook and here's what you're going to message them. And then I just walk them through on exactly how. Because for one, it's going to create, when I'm helping them with the verbiage, they're not guessing. They're not throwing up information. They're not, nervous to say wrong things. They're literally building that, I'm building that confidence for them. And so, so it helps them, get those 4, customers. And if they struggle, getting those first 4, I try to help them get their first 4 in their first week. That's our goal. If they struggle, then I just continue to work with them until they get it. I work very close with them. I help them with posts. I help them, with the verbiages. I help them get host to post. I teach them those core 4 things right off the bat. And then I just say, like if they're still struggling, I say, you got to get in front of people, like go do a party or have your friends and family come over. I'll help you, something like that. So those in combination typically will get their first 4 customers right off the bat.
Sorry, I'm unmuted. So I'm looking at a couple because I have one more question for her. And I just want to go through this chat really quick. But before I'm going to go through the chat, but I just want everybody to know, okay? So all of you are on a team page somewhere, all right? If you don't know what a host post is, if you don't know something that we're talking about, if you have not been told this, utilize this. When you are on your phone and you go to your team page and you type in the search bar, type in host to post or type in HAP. And you would be surprised the information that you're searching for is already available on your guys' team pages. Because I know that all of us leaders, like any leaders that have a team page, we have already talked about all of these things. So if you're here and you're wondering about the loyal customer program or what you say or any of those things, have you yet typed in the search bar? Because that is your best friend. Like the search bar on your team page, if you are brand new, is your best friend. If there is any information that you are looking for, you will find it through that search bar. I can promise you that. Whether it's like 3 months, when somebody says, how do you convince somebody to do 3 months? Guys, type in loyal customer program on your team page. There is something on your team page that explains it. You don't have to convince nobody to do 3 months. Convincing is not a thing. We got plenty of products that are just absolutely amazing where they don't need to be convinced. It's no different than going to CVS and buying a product that they like or buying that product that they don't need at Target, like whatever. So make sure that you're utilizing your team page. Some of the questions that I'm seeing is something that I know for a fact are available on your team pages. So let me just see this. Amanda, how many people do you think that you add a day?
I will make sure. So, okay, I kind of didn't touch about this. So I don't necessarily think, okay, like I'm going to add X amount of people a day, or I'm going to get, do like X amount of like people that I interact with. My goal every day is to add at least 40 new potentials on my list every day. That is my goal. And it just depends. So if I add, 50 people and, I got a couple potentials from there, then that's great. I will say that I try to add at least 100 people, because out of those 100 people, there's probably going to be about 20, 30 people who add me as a friend. But my main goal, you guys, is to get people's on my potentials list. That is my main goal, because that means that I just planted 40 new seeds, or I just planted 30 new seeds. So depending on what your goal is, you know, if you want to get 100 customers each month, you need to make sure that you are adding at least like 30 to 40 new potentials every single month. If you want to get 5 loyal customers a month, then you don't have to add as many, because again, it's a numbers game. So that is my ultimate goal, is to literally make sure that if there's a day that I do not have as many potentials, I know I'm not going to have as many loyal customers or distributors that month. And if I go back, because I think my lowest month since December was, I want to say like 76 or 74, something like that. And if I look back, the previous month, you guys, was my lowest number of potentials. So it is literally a numbers game. Like, it's broken down into like numbers. That's what it is. And so I know, okay, I didn't get as many potentials today. So tomorrow I got to bust my butt and make up for today. And so, so that's what I do. I just make sure I get as potentials on my list. So sometimes it might be adding more people to my network. Sometimes it won't, but I try to at least get, you know, at least 20 people, new people in my network each day.
And then something else that I'm seeing, and I would love for you to like even like add to this, because this is one of the hardest things I feel like it is to teach people in this business. And if you're brand new, guys, I really want you to hear this, okay? We have also been ignored. We have also been left unseen. When you have been left unseen, you know, if you've only been in business for like a month or so and you've been left unseen maybe 20 times, guys, I'm talking right now, 3 years, I'm talking about 2,000 to 12,000 times. I'm not kidding, that I've been left unseen or ignored. Now, I am not the leader, and I want you to be whoever you are, man. I like say how you are, but I am not the leader that says keep trying until see if it works. I am the one that, like, if you're being ignored, try to change the message. And there is no secret to the perfect message. When you look at the leaders that are up here that we have been ignored so many times, guys, we don't have a secret like box. It's like, oh, here's the message that you send to get unignored. No, we change the message, and then we start sending that one instead to see if we are not ignored by that one. And one of the best advice I can give anybody that's completely new, if you hear us say message, you know, message comes along with a lot of things in this business, whether it's, you know, they like your post and you reach out and you're like, hey, I saw you like my post about this. I want to reach out and see if you're more interested in more information, or if it's a host post or whatever it is, guys. We have failed forward to find the message that does not, that we have failed forward to find the message by asking ourselves, would I respond to this message? So if you feel as if you're being ignored, or you feel that you're like sending messages and no whatever, now I want you to go reread the message and say, would you respond to it? Because I'll tell you right now, the scripts that I use, or even like the scripts that I use in basic conversations, and I don't use scripts, but I use scripts when it comes to like, to make it a little bit more faster. I'm not going to rewrite the loyal customer program every single time. I'm not going to rewrite how much the cleanse is every single time. But I make sure that I would respond to the message. And if you wouldn't respond to the message, then you can't blame the other person on the other side. And I'll tell you right now, the people have ordered from me from 2 years ago, and then I scroll up in our message feed and I'm like, I wouldn't have responded to that message either. That was horrible. Like, I see those messages all the time, but we just fail forward and we just get better at communication. We're like 2-year-olds when we join this business. We're like, ba. And then when you grow up to be 5 or 6, we're like, Mom, can I have my freaking binky? And she's like, yeah. You know, it's like, it's just communication. It's just building your communication, understanding how people in your network want to communicate with you. And you will start at Baba, but then you will get to, can I have my binky, please? Like, it's just growth, and you got to find it in yourself. It's hard to teach because everybody communicates differently. I communicate differently than Amanda does. Her messages are different. Like, just looking at that message right here are completely different than mine. completely different mind. But that is the way that I have learned to communicate with my people. That is the way that she has learned to communicate with her people, and it works. What do you think about that?
No, I couldn't agree more. I think that, like you said, like I have certain things that are put into place, like, you know, my loyal customer program and all that kind of stuff. But your verbiage, like, is your verbiage. But I will say the same thing. And I always tell my team, okay, if something out of those core 4, if you're doing those every single day and you're not producing results, there's something in that puzzle piece that's not fitting right. So you have to go look at your verbiage, look at, you know, your posts, that kind of thing. And if it's not working, you have to change it up. Just like Lachelle said, you have to change it up to see what will work. You can't just keep doing the same thing and thinking, okay, you know, like you can't keep like trying. If it's not working, you got to change it up to see what will work. And that's kind of what I have done. But I will say the same thing. Like, people tell me no every day. They, you know, some people will block me. And it's crazy because I'll be like, somebody ready to sign up. And then all of a sudden I'm like, wait a second, this person just blocked me. Like, what the heck? Why didn't they just tell me no? So, and it wasn't anything I just said, but the thing is they didn't want to tell me no. So their easiest thing was just to block me. But I have created it where when somebody tells me no, you know what I say in my head, you guys, because this is just a mindset. I say, like, in my head, I'm like, oh, well, like, oh, I'm going to help the next person. Like, I'm like, whatever, like, they're lost. You know, I'm going to help the next person who's ready to be helped. Or I'm going to help the next person who's ready to get on these products. Like, it does not faze me at all. And I think a really good book to read is called Go for No. It's just going to help, like, you know, it makes it where you go for those no's. Because I will tell you guys, out of, let's say, 100 people that I message each day, some people don't respond to me. A lot of people tell me no. And then I get my few people who are interested. And those are the few people I put onto my potentials list. And those are the few people that I work with, that's how I get my potentials every single day. So you have to know, like, you are not the only ones who are getting no. You are not the only ones who are getting ignored. But like Lachelle said, if it is a continual thing, and if you're having a hard time getting those customers, if you're having a hard time, you know, getting people to comment or like on your posts, then you have to figure out why. Okay, what am I sending? How am I using my words? Like, what am I posting? Is it something that I would even respond to? You know, so I couldn't agree more than that. And something that I might do might not work for you. My verbiage might not work for you. So you have to make it kind of your own. And so I couldn't agree more.
I love that you just said that too. So guys, Go for No changed my entire business. And I read that my first year when I joined. But I will tell you, this is what it looks like in my life, all right? And I want to manifest and pray on all of your business to do this when it comes to daily conversations. When I am left unseen, which I have sent over 30 messages today, I've enrolled 2 customers, and I've had conversations, but I have been left unseen or been told no today at least 15 times, okay? But this is how you might feel. You might be like, ugh, I don't know if I should do this business. Like, why aren't they answering? Like, blah, blah, blah. My is seen, not right now. All right. Anyways, next one. Oh, she didn't respond anyway. Well, you will order eventually. Like, I am just like, no is not right now to me. Seen is you'll order eventually. I have changed my relationship with all of these little things that we get. Seen is just like, you'll answer eventually. And it's like, you got to change all negatives into a positive. Like, if I go through my daily, if I was to have a newbie go through today where I sent 30 messages, I was left unseen 15 times, I was told no or whatever else, every single one, I'm like, soon. Or I'm just over here like, it's all right, whatever, it's all right, it's all right, it's right. I have no negative feelings all day through the entire progress. Nothing, all right? And so that is all back down to mindset. You have to understand that, you know, when you are in this business for a year, at least a year, okay? A year is when you will see everything that we're talking come to life. I'll tell you right now that I have seen people, I followed up with them like 20 plus times, never responded, woke up to their huge order in my e-suite, and apparently they just did not want to talk to me. But you know what? I was very consistent in wanting to get them a product in their hand because they had spiked interest one time. And if they spiked interest in one time, I'm that target purse that they looked at the first time they went there and and then 5 times after and never bought it, then saw a really cute girl that was wearing it and then went and bought it. Okay. You have to understand the mind and how we work in our mind. The last thing I want to ask you, and I really want you to dig deep in this, Amanda, I want to be, like I want to, like, if I could be like your therapist right now, like I want to dig deep into your subconscious, and I want to really ask you this question and really give it to you. I want you to answer it just wholeheartedly. If you could look at Amanda when she joined and say to her anything with such magnitude of like, listen, this could be like, you didn't know it was going to be like this today. The Amanda that joined did not know that Amanda was going to be like this today. If you could sit in front of her and really give it to her and say what you should do instead of what you've done, what would you tell Amanda that joined?
So I would probably say, that's such a hard one. And every time I think back, like, man, like, can I like just say like what I thought of how this business would turn out to be? It is like nothing like it. And I always like tear up, and it's just so crazy how your mindset, you guys, or what you think, like your doubts, your fears, and all that stuff is just so like, it's just, you are so much higher than that. And you can do so much more if you just don't let that overcome you. And I think that's probably like the thing. If I was to like look at myself when I first started and say like the biggest thing, I would say, do not let any fear get in your way, and do not let opinions of other people get to you. Don't, let what other people are doing in the company or other people on your social media or your friends or your family, like don't let their opinions stop you. And I would just say again, like what I kind of said earlier, like you like pour into yourself, like pour into your mind, because literally like this business, you guys, it is like, if I would have known how to do self-development, if I would have known that I needed to pour into myself, if I would have known to watch motivational videos and to pour all that stuff into my heart, into my soul, like I said, I feel like I would be, an ambassador by now, like, because it is literally, once I mastered, and I did not even master it, you guys, once I got to the point where I am now, that I do it and I believe in it and I see what it has done, I know if I would have done that before, like it would have just been crazy, and so I think that those like things are just, I would have told myself, like, don't let other people's opinion dictate how, you feel, how, maybe doubt, or like, because there were several times like I would compare myself to other people, or there were several times that I would be like, man, why did like my husband's friend just delete me from Facebook? Why did my like good friends just unfollow me? Stuff like that like literally like was like kind of took me back a couple steps. If I would have known and just been like, you know what, like who cares? They don't pay my bills. Like I'm not doing this for them. I'm not doing this for my husband's friend. Like I'm doing this for my family. I'm doing this for other people who I can help. That would have just been a total game changer for me, I think. And just to talk about like really quick, mindset really quick, because I was like thinking about this. In July, you guys, I normally get like, I'm such a numbers person. So normally by the 5th of the month, I at least have one distributor. And then I kind of go off of that. So I probably, again, I enroll about average 5 to 10 distributors every month. Last month, you guys, it was the 13th of the month. I think it was like the 13th or 14th. And I did not enroll one distributor. And I was freaking out. And I was like, what am I doing wrong? Like I was getting into my own head. I was like, what am I doing wrong? Like this stuff that I'm doing is, I was getting customers, but I'm like, this isn't working. Like what's going on? I was totally getting into my head. And my husband was like, first of all, you're doing self-development. And second of all, he was like, Amanda, it's the 13th of the month. And what I noticed is that I stopped praying every single day. And this is kind of, I get goosebumps because I stopped praying every single day when I woke up, because I would pray before and I would say, Lord, please bring me people who I can help today. Like, please bring me people who, who I can, just inspire and all that kind of stuff. And I was like, man, like that is what I'm missing. And so the next day I just did that. I said, Lord, like, I know, like I haven't had like, a distributor in these past like 13 days. And it obviously is for a reason. I must not emotionally, or I must not have been able to, something about it was, I was not, I don't even know the words, but he did not give me those distributors because there was something in my life where I was not able to give them my all, if that even makes sense. And so the next day I prayed and I said, you know what? I said, Lord, please give me enough people who I can handle this month. If it's only one, please send me that person. If it's two, please send me that person. Please give me enough people that I can handle. And then they announced it was like the $99 kit, that the Fit 15 or whatever. And I think I got like 10 distributors. And then they announced like the $20 kit. And anyways, I was so stressed out for those 13 days. And I ended up having that month at like 33 distributors. And it was all because my mindset changed, and I prayed and I said, Lord, like, give me the amount of people who I can handle. If it's one, I will take care of that person and I will treat them like they are, my number one distributor this month. If it's 5, same thing. And he ended up giving me 33 people that I could help that month. And so that right there, it's like, that mindset, you guys, like, it is so huge. If you are sitting there saying, I can't get 4 distributors, or I can't get a distributor worth anything, or I can't do this, I can't do that. Well, yeah, you can't, because you are telling yourself that every single day. You are literally manifesting that in your mind that you cannot do it. And so you won't be able to do it. But if you tell yourself, if you pray about it, and if you take the selfish, like, because we're all selfish people, like, just by nature. And if you take that and you become selfless and say, okay, who can I help? How can I change these people's lives? Like, who can I help get, on weight loss products? I will tell you guys, people will flood into you guys. So it's mindset, it's your belief, and it's just not letting any of that negativity, any of those no's get in your way. So I don't even know if that answered your question, but
incredible. Like, you were the best spouse I could ever ask for.
Oh, I love you too, my spouse.
Like, seriously, like, that just spoke miles to me. Like, I just got goosebumps all over my body. And she is so right, guys. The power of prayer is so real. And in order to receive, you must ask. And he will give you anything that you want in this business. But you have to make sure that you're asking for it, and you're saying, like, equip me for this. Like, equip me for bringing these people into my organization. Give me what I can handle. Give me people and if you're brand new and you don't even have an ounce of thought about leadership, because you don't even realize that leadership was part of this business when you're going up the ranks, we were all there. But when you start asking for people to come in your business, I'm telling you that your leadership skills and ability will start to blossom, and you will start to look for ways to teach these people. It is just a beautiful process altogether. And I'm telling you, like, you're going to hear this over and over and over from all leaders at the very top of this company. We mean it, and we want you to practice it. And I thank you for being a perfect example of it, because I love that you just said that, because there's been parts of months where I'm just like, what am I doing? And it all comes back down to placing my hands over charts or whatever else and going deep into prayer. And then, the next morning, I can't even believe how powerful it can be sometimes, because the messages that I receive after a night of prayer, I can't believe it sometimes. Sometimes I'm just like, oh my gosh, God, please, bring loyal customers, please bring people that are interested in these products, please, whatever it is. And the next morning, guys, I'm like, hey, here's my credit card. And I'm like, what do you mean? You guys, I'm so serious. It's absolutely crazy. Amanda, thank you so much for giving us this time tonight. You are absolutely the best spouse ever, and you are a complete rock star. And I'm probably going to call you on the 31st and be like, okay, I'm on my hundreds list. Because you inspire me so much. Like, you made me believe, it's just crazy. Like, when I sat down next to you and you were telling me 100, it was it was not real to me. But just hearing you for this last hour, it comes down to mindset, and I don't think that I've ever put it in front of me, and that's something that I really want to work on, and I just really appreciate you for just pouring into us tonight. So thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome. And I just know, same thing, if I've done it, I know that every single one of you guys can do it. It's just doing just what I'm doing. There's nothing special. It's just literally doing it. And so, every one of you guys can do it. So I'm so excited for you guys and your team, and just to see you guys take it to Ambassador.
Yes. And I will see you tomorrow.
Yeah. Thank you so much for having me on.
Bye, guys. I will post this recording, and I will send it to you too. Bye.
Okay. Bye, guys.